I see two prospects, two guys coming off a good win in the UFC, stepping into the octagon and putting the rest of their career on the line.
I want to get in the octagon, show my true heart, be able to take a punch and give a punch, give the excitement to the crowd, and come out with the win.
I want to be putting him to sleep, and when I don't mean by a submission, I mean by hitting him clean on his chin.
I come every time, regardless of the situation, regardless of the weight, regardless of anything.
He thinks he's going to be stronger and faster in that octagon. He's wrong. You know, he's got to prove it, and I'm not going to let him.
I'm a warrior, and I know when I get in the ring, no matter who I'm standing across the ring from, turn it on.
I'm going to punch him in the face. I'm going to hold position and hit him anywhere, on my back, on top, and then I'll grapple him.
My mindset is kill or be killed.
I'm going to walk away from this fight not only winning, but leaving no doubt in anyone's mind that I won every second of every minute of every round.
The UFC has returned to the UK, and once again, we are inside O2 Arena, London, England. This is UFC 95, Sanchez versus Stevenson. Great support once again from the fine fans over the Atlantic. They are looking for a brawl, and I think we'll give it to them here tonight. Hi again, everybody. I'm Mike Goldberg. Welcome once again to the Ultimate Fighting Championship. You know, technically, Diego Sanchez is the original Ultimate Fighter. He reminded me of that a few days ago. He said, you know, Mike, I actually beat Kenny Florian to win the middleweight competition before the epic battle between Stephan Bonner and Forrest Griffin. So I guess to be precise, Diego Sanchez, the original Ultimate Fighter, makes his UFC lightweight debut here tonight in London. My partner, as always, Joe Rogan, and a heck of a lightweight debut it will be against Joe Daddy Stevenson, winner of the Ultimate Fighter 2.
Yeah, it's an excellent matchup and a big test for Diego. I think Diego is much better at 155. I think he's had problems at 170 with the larger guys like John Fitch, but at 155, you're going to get to see his technique. He's an eccentric guy. He's very explosive, very aggressive, and his stand-up has improved in leaps and bounds. His jiu-jitsu has always been awesome. Joe Stevenson has some of the best guillotines in the sport. He's got great wrestling, great striking, and he's got a wealth of experience behind him. He's a solid test for Diego Sanchez at 55.
So once again, inside the octagon, Ultimate Fighter winner faces Ultimate Fighter winner, Season 1 against Season 2. Up-and-comer faces vet as well, Dan Hardy, Rory Markham.
Dan Hardy versus Rory Markham is an awesome matchup at 170. Dan Hardy, I've had the opportunity to train with this young man. He's got very good jiu-jitsu, excellent striking. He comes from a Taekwondo background originally. He's a very tough guy with a good chin, but he's taking on an explosive Rory Markham. Rory Markham has that devastating one-shot knockout power, and he likes to bang. It's a very dangerous test for Dan Hardy.
That fight right there could very well be fight of the night. We know one thing, the crowd is fired up. Josh Koscheck is going to participate, and also one man looking to remain perfect. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. In the middleweight division, unbeaten Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, Damian Maia returns to welcome Chael Sonnen back to the UFC. And also at 185, it's Nate, the Great Marquardt, against talented Brazilian Wilson Gouveia. Our rules of the Octagon tonight from here at the O2 in London. 3 judges will score the bout duration 3 5-minute rounds. There are no championship fights on the card tonight. A 10-point scoring system is in effect, with the round winner gaining 10 points, his opponent 9 or less, based on effective striking, grappling, aggression, and octagon control. From season 1 of The Ultimate Fighter, Josh Koscheck fights for the 3rd time in less than 4 months as he looks to rudely welcome Paulo Thiago to the UFC. It will be a tough first night on the job when Brazilian powerhouse Paulo Thiago takes on top welterweight contender Josh Koscheck. But with an unbeaten record and a very interesting background, you get the impression that he will be ready for anything Koscheck throws at him tonight.
I didn't come all the way to London to lose, you know, and I'm not coming out here a loser. I'm coming out here with a victory, and I don't care how it happens. I'm just going to get a victory.
Josh Koscheck is a very well-rounded fighter, but my school is jiu-jitsu, so I'm planning to take him down and submit him.
As a member of the Brazilian Police's Special Operations Team, it's amazing that Paulo Thiago has found time for combat sports. But he's been more than impressive in his MMA career, compiling a perfect 10-0 professional record. An intense and focused fighter with an iron jaw, Thiago is a 6-time jiu-jitsu champion in Brazil, but he will be pushed to the limit tonight when he makes his UFC debut against the veteran, Josh Koscheck.
I'm not desperate to take him down. I'm going to strike and use some punch, some kicks, but there will be the right moment. I'm going to take him down and submit him.
If opponents of Josh Koscheck thought they only had to worry about his world-class wrestling in the octagon on fight night, they got a rude awakening last December when the former national wrestling champion destroyed Yoshiyuki Yoshida with 2 right hands in the very first round. Needless to say, Koscheck is one of the most dangerous men in the world at 170 pounds, and he plans on showcasing his growing skills tonight against Paulo Thiago.
I got to come in there and I got to win, and I got to dominate. I got to put on a good performance and a good show, you know. If I want to become the champion in this weight class, I got to beat this guy, that's for sure.
For the first time in his professional mixed martial arts career, Paulo Thiago fights outside of his home in Brazil, and he brings a perfect 10-0 record into the octagon here tonight in London.
It's a really interesting situation, Mike. He is a jiu-jitsu specialist, 10-0 in mixed martial arts, so he's undefeated, but he's taking on one of the very best wrestlers to ever compete in MMA. Josh Koscheck is a dedicated wrestler, and in order for Paulo Thiago to be able to do what he does best, he has to figure out a way to get Josh Koscheck to the ground. No easy task.
Paulo Thiago has a judo background. He began training in the martial art of judo at age 5. As Joe mentioned, as we mentioned, he is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, a member of the Brazilian Special Operations Police Force. 7 of his 10 wins have come by submission.
There you see behind him Walid Ismail, a legend in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, working his corner.
He has fought in all the good shows, the big shows, the well-respected shows in Brazil, very decorated at home, and this truly is a huge opportunity for Paulo Thiago tonight because Josh Koscheck, even though he was beaten by Thiago Alves, is still a young fighter on a heck of a roll.
Yeah, I believe Josh Koscheck is in the top 5 of the division without a doubt. I think he's an outstanding fighter. I mean, he ran into a freight train in Thiago Alves. I mean, Thiago Alves is a destroyer, but you got to think Koscheck took that fight on short notice, and he wasn't training for a guy like Thiago. For a guy like Thiago, you really need a 6 to 8 week solid training camp at minimum. Preferably, you would like to have 3 or 4 months to prepare for a guy like that.
Well, Paulo Thiago has had a full training camp, and he is prepared to make his UFC debut here tonight in London. Well, you are absolutely right, Joe. He is still right in the middle of the title picture. Born in Waynesburg, Pennsylvania. Now living in Fresno, California, one of the most active fighters in the UFC today. This is his 14th fight inside the octagon.
Yeah, I mean, that's really impressive, Mike. I mean, and that activity is so good for his career because you get to see him comfortable and relaxed. He's fighting so often. I mean, he went from the fight with Thiago Alves, just a few weeks later fought Yoshida and put on the best performance of his career. I mean, Josh Koscheck is a winner. He's the type of guy that's going to get great at whatever he does. And he started out as a great wrestler, and now he is a complete mixed martial artist. The knockout power that he displayed, both in the fight with Yoshida and the fight with Dustin Hazlett, I mean, he just really has shown some tremendous growth and improvement. Comes from a tremendous camp, an American Kickboxing Academy in San Jose, California. You see Crazy Bob Cook and Javier Mendez behind him there. This guy is an awesome group of training partners to work with, and Josh Thompson and Paul Buentello and all those killers up there. So Cain Velasquez. So he's got an awesome group of guys to work with. He's on a mission. He's got tremendous experience behind him, and right now he is really on a roll confidence-wise.
4-time NCAA Division I All-American. He has won 7 of his last 9 fights inside the octagon, including the vicious knockout in Fayetteville, North Carolina against Yoshiyuki Yoshida. Thiago and Koscheck. Our tale of the tape, the American, 3 years the elder of the Brazilian. It is Josh Koscheck who will give up about 2 inches of reach to the newcomer, Paulo Thiago, 12.1 stone officially for both men at the weigh-ins yesterday. With the official introduction, here is the veteran voice of the octagon, Bruce Buffer.
And now, it's time to begin our first bout of the evening. 3 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, holding a perfect professional record of 10 wins with no losses. Standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 169 pounds, 12.1 stone. Fighting out of Brasilia, Brazil, Paulo Thiago. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a freestyle fighter, holding a professional record of 14 wins with 3 losses. Standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds, 12.1 stone, fighting out of Fresno, California, USA, Josh Koscheck! And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon is Mark Goddard.
Mark Goddard will be the referee for our first fight of the night. O2 Arena, London, England. Logan, Ariani, and Edith, all here tonight. Great to be back in the capital of the UK. Josh Koscheck and Paulo Thiago.
No secret to what Paulo Thiago wants to do. He wants to try to get this fight to the ground, and that is no easy task.
Black trunks for Thiago, Koscheck the veteran. And he loves that overhand right, Joe.
Yeah, Koscheck's boxing has improved in leaps and bounds.
We've said it many times. In fact, we pretty much said it every time he comes in the octagon. He's such a tremendous athlete that anything he puts his mind into being not just good but great at is something that can be achieved.
Yeah, and he has worked extensively on it. He told me he does very little wrestling these days. He just spends almost all of his time working on his striking. That's the one thing that he needed to improve when he first came onto the scene on The Ultimate Fighter, and he has improved that tremendously.
80 to 85% of his training time, he said, is all stand-up now. And you can see the results. I mean, the fight against Dustin Hazlett was an outstanding display of stand-up. Koscheck and Thiago. Thiago had the leg kick a moment ago. Paulo Thiago, 10-0 in his mixed martial arts career. Koscheck, 10-3 just in the UFC alone.
Paulo Thiago looks very stiff with his hands. When he throws his jab, he drops his hand down.
Koscheck looking to start with the jabs. There's that big overhand right. He set it up with just the feint and the jab, and then boom, he came over the top.
Paulo Thiago took it well. Wow, that one was like he was throwing a fastball.
Joe, look at the left hand of Paulo Thiago. If he doesn't keep that up, that overhand right could end this fight.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, Mike. When he throws that jab as well, he drops it. Nice leg kick.
That's become his money pitch, if you will. Yep.
He throws it and he brings it down to his stomach before he brings it back up to his chin.
Koscheck.
He landed it again. Paulo Thiago better pull guard here. He's got to do something. He wants to get this fight to the ground.
Remember when Koscheck was a great wrestler who was becoming a good mixed martial artist, but he couldn't finish? Well, man, have things changed, huh?
There's very few things in MMA more dangerous than a really good wrestler with really good striking, because if you can't take him down, you have to stand with him.
And he mixed it up that time, and he led with the left hook, and it connected.
And Josh is becoming just like a Chuck Liddell, a type of guy that's very difficult to take down, can take you down if he wants to, and can knock you out standing up. And that's a tremendous statement, you know, coming from what we saw initially when he first burst onto the scene. He was just a wrestler, pure wrestler, had no striking at all on The Ultimate Fighter.
Good kick.
I mean, you're talking about a guy who had 6 months of MMA training the first time we saw him on The Ultimate Fighter. And now look at him.
Was eliminated from The Ultimate Fighter the original season by Diego Sanchez. He later avenged that loss.
Paulo Thiago has some fundamental problems with his striking. He throws punches and immediately drops his hands, and he keeps doing it over and over again, and Koscheck is timing it.
And he's got a fundamental problem in the fact that he's not able to pull guard or get this fight to the ground.
Oh, he caught him with an unbelievable! What?
Koscheck is out, and this fight is all over!
Unbelievable!
Wow, just like that
Out of
uppercut!
nowhere. You know, Mike, this is something we always say. With those little gloves, anything can happen at any moment. Upsets in MMA happen so often because you just can't drop your guard for a second. That is incredible.
Take a look at this replay.
We just got done criticizing Paulo Thiago's punching, and look at this. Josh Koscheck just walked right into an uppercut. And you know what? He's complaining, but I think that's a good stoppage. His eyes were rolled back into his head. Look at him when he's down. Uppercut, left hook, down. Now look at this. I'm sorry, that fight's over. He might have recovered after that and complained, but this fight is over. Left hook, right uppercut, left hook. His, you know what? Excellent job by the referee there. The audience may be complaining, but that was a justified stoppage.
Too early.
He says too early a little bit.
I disagree. You know, I would have hated to see him go out. I would have hated to see him take some unnecessary punches and go unconscious. I don't think he was going to recover from
that. And plus, Paulo Thiago didn't pounce. Official decision from Bruce Buffer.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mark Goddard has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 29 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout, Paulo Thiago!
What a way inside the octagon, stiff with his striking or not. It's
Unbelievable.
effective.
You know, we had just got done criticizing his technique. And you know what? Look at this. You know, he walked right into it. I mean, Josh Koscheck was at the right moment, and Paulo Thiago threw that punch perfectly, timed it right there. Bam, left hook. He showed no indication of being able to do that before that. I mean, it just shows you in this sport, you can't make any errors. Those small gloves, it's just so difficult to take a shot with those little gloves on. And Paulo Thiago walks away with a tremendous upset victory.
Koscheck upset here tonight. Thiago wins his debut, remains unbeaten in his mixed martial arts career. Later tonight, it is our main event of the evening as Diego Sanchez meets Joe Daddy Stevenson. Earlier tonight, the arrival of the Ultimate Fighter winner, Diego Sanchez, to the O2 Arena here in London, set to make his 155-pound debut against fellow Ultimate Fighter winner, this man, Joe Daddy Stevenson, who also arrived here at the O2 a few hours ago. They will meet tonight in our main event of the evening. That's going to be a great battle later, but right now another undefeated fighter set to take the octagon, unbeaten and brilliant. In Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the black belt, Damian Maia, faces former WEC star Chael Sonnen, who makes a welcome return to the UFC's octagon. With 4 submission wins already under his belt in the UFC, Damian Maia is rapidly closing in on a shot at the middleweight title. Veteran Chael Sonnen will have something to say about that when he returns to the octagon tonight in his first bout since beating WEC champion Paulo Filho.
I'm going to find a way to beat him. He's got a lot of tools. He's got a lot of ways to win this fight too. I'm going to stop Damian Maia, and I'm going to stop him right now.
This fight for me is, I think, the biggest challenge of my life.
Chael Sonnen is under no illusions about what he's up against tonight as he returns to the UFC for the first time in nearly 3 years to battle unbeaten Damian Maia. But that shouldn't be a problem for the Team Quest standout, considering his 23 wins, one of which was a victory over previously unbeaten Paulo Filho last November. Now back in the UFC, Sonnen is set to take on the best middleweights in the world.
Damian Maia's run through Team Quest stops tonight, it stops with me, and it stops right now.
If one thing has been proven in Damian Maia's 4-fight stint in the UFC, it's that this is the one jiu-jitsu black belt you don't want to go to the mat with, even if just for a few seconds. He's that good, and you will get no debates from Nate Quarry, Jason McDonald, Ed Herman, or Ryan Jensen, the men he's beaten en route to tonight's showdown.
To be in a good spot for the title, you should do a great fight, not just win. And that's what I'm gonna do.
Break me off, son. Break me off, son. Break me off, son. Break them off, son. Break them off, son.
I'm sure Chael Sonnen is absolutely thrilled to be returning to the UFC. His first UFC fight since May of 2006 at Staples Center in Los Angeles. 7-1, Joe, since that fight, including the win over previously unbeaten WEC middleweight champion Paulo Filho.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, Paulo Filho did not make weight in that fight, so it was a non-title fight, but he did win. It was a fairly lackluster affair, but you know that could be attributed to Paulo Filho as well. Chael Sonnen is a very solid wrestler, and it's going to be very difficult for Damian Maia to get this fight to the ground. That's what Damian Maia wants. What I believe Chael Sonnen is going to do is try to keep this fight standing and utilize what I believe is an advantage that he has in the stand-up. You know, Damian Maia has said that he enjoys boxing, he enjoys standing up, but that's not his strong suit. His strong suit, unquestionably, is his jiu-jitsu game, his submission game, and Chael Sonnen's strong suit, unquestionably, is his wrestling. But he has very good striking. I think he has an advantage in that, and I think that's what we're going to see in this fight. Chael Sonnen trying to keep this fight standing.
Yeah, 2-time University National Champion, NCAA All-American, U.S. Olympic Team alternate, Joe, but as you point out, he's going to look to use his wrestling in reverse tonight to keep this fight on the feet.
Yeah, that is such a huge advantage that wrestlers fighters have is that they can dictate where the fight takes place. They can decide whether they want to keep it standing or they don't want to take it to the ground. That ability to choose is huge.
The run-through team quest that Chael Sonnen referred to in the feature is basically this. Damian Maia beat Ryan Jensen, Ed Herman, and Nate Quarry. 3 of his 4 wins inside the octagon have come against Chael Sonnen's teammates.
And the fight with Nate Quarry was just masterful. The way he pulled guard on Quarry, swept him, and then strangled him. I mean, it's just beautiful jiu-jitsu. Damian Maia has some of the very best jiu-jitsu in all of mixed martial arts, if not the best. Arguably the best jiu-jitsu stylist to ever compete in MMA.
Sonnen looks to hand him his first defeat tonight. 4-0 in the UFC, 10-0 in its mixed martial arts career. Born and raised in Sao Paulo, Brazil, a second-degree Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt who has been training his striking with Vanderlei Silva. He's also worked out with Anderson Silva in the past. He's been around Extreme Couture, maybe the best pure grappler in the UFC today.
How good is his grappling? How about this? How about this guy has submitted Gabriel Gonzaga? He's a guy who competes at 185 pounds. Gabriel Gonzaga is a big heavyweight, and Damian Maia has submitted him. One of the very best guys to ever compete in the octagon as far as being able to utilize his submission game in MMA. Like, he has some striking, but he's not trying to be a kickboxer. His strategy is very clear. He wants to get this fight to the ground, just like his hero, Rickson Gracie. Rickson Gracie never really learned striking to be a striker. He learned striking so he understands it and he can avoid it. That's exactly what Damian Maia does.
4 UFC's 3 Submission of the Night awards against Jensen, Herman, and Jason McDonald. And Damian Maia returns to the octagon here in London tonight. Our tail of the tape for this middleweight fight. Both fighters 31 years old. Sonnen is an inch taller, weighed in a pound heavier, and will have a 2-inch reach advantage. 13.1, 13.2 stone. With the official introductions, once again, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, holding a professional record of 23 wins, 9 losses, and 1 no contest. Standing 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 185 pounds, 13.2 stone. Fighting out of Westland, Oregon, USA, Chael Sonnen. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter, holding a perfect professional record of 10 wins with no losses. Standing 6 feet tall, weighing in at 184 pounds, 13.1 stone. Fighting out of Sao Paulo, Brazil, Damian Maia! And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon is Dan Murgliata.
Dan Murgliata, our referee. Can Sonnen overcome the great skills of Damian Maia?
I got to tell you, Mike, I'm looking forward to this fight as much as any fight on the card. It's a really intriguing matchup.
Sonnen and Maia are set to go.
You ready? You ready? Let's go, fight, guys.
Southpaw stance. Damian Maia, same with Sonnen. Now, Damian Maia will pull guard, and he'll pull it with frequency.
Yeah, he's very good at that. He just wants to get a hold of Chael Sonnen's body in any way, shape, or form and pull him on top of him, take Sonnen down, anything he can do to get this fight into a grappling situation.
Well, training his striking with his good friend Vanderlei Silva, you know he's been put through the ringer a little bit because Vanderlei's not going to go easy on anybody.
Yeah, no doubt. But you know what? Chael Sonnen's a very solid striker himself.
Chael Sonnen, a member of Team Quest, he said years before it was even called Team Quest. Good sprawl.
It's going to be very, pulls guard. Now this is what Damian Maia likes. He gets those double underhooks. He's got some good control here. He's not going to let go like a lot of guys are. But he's got to lock up that right leg of Chael Sonnen's. That right leg right now is still free. Maia's going to get deeper and deeper in here, but see, you got to get real control of Sonnen. Sonnen is a very good wrestler, really strong, and he knows what to do here. Oh, jab from the bottom.
Joe, if you're Chael Sonnen, do you get out of this position and get back to your feet now?
You know, he's a confident guy on the ground as well. I mean, he's going to defend on the ground. He definitely doesn't want to try to exchange submissions with him, but he doesn't mind a little bit of ground and pound as long as he watches his P's and Q's. Don't leave any arms in there. Don't allow him to get a body lock on you. No double underhooks. Nothing where he can control you. But Sonnen's so confident with his grappling that he doesn't mind being in a situation like this. Now this is where he's in trouble. Double underhooks. Full guard, double underhooks. This is a good spot for Damian Maia. Damian Maia has a dangerous triangle.
Joe, it's interesting. When talking to Saulo Ribeiro this week, he said Damian Maia does everything with his jiu-jitsu left. He's a lefty, and that confuses a lot of his opponents. He goes after the left arm. He passes to the left side. So let's keep an eye out for that if it hits the ground again. So it's like when he takes on an opponent, everything's happening opposite of what they think. Similar to boxing, obviously, against a southpaw, if you're not accustomed to it.
Yeah, I don't exactly agree with that because everybody does. Whoa, beautiful takedown. Oh, and right into a triangle position. If he gets his right leg underneath Chael Sonnen, he is in a triangle. Look at that. Bam. Oh. That's it.
How good is Damian Maia?
That's how good he is.
Sonnen trying to survive.
That's it.
It's all over.
That's how good Damian Maia is.
Unbelievable. Given the opportunity, right to his expertise, the fight over just seconds later. Fight replay.
That is jiu-jitsu on another level, ladies and gentlemen. And this is what happens when you get just a top of the food chain Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt in the octagon. I mean, this is a guy that's been competing against the very best in grappling for most of his life. And look how smooth that triangle is. How he locks it from the mount, rolls over, Sonnen just falls right into the spider web, gets sucked into it, pulls down the head, Sonnen forced to tap. Let's look at it again here, Mike. I mean, I'd like to see it from the takedown because the takedown was a work of art in itself, but the smooth transition that he makes, as soon as he gets down to the ground, he's got one leg past the arm already, and as Sonnen tries to roll into the top position where he's more comfortable, he falls right into the trap and gets submitted. Just beautiful jiu-jitsu.
Joe, here's that takedown.
Yeah, let's look at this. Just watch how smooth this is. Watch it. The trip, takedown, the knee goes over the top, and the right leg passes the left arm. So he's already in a triangle position here. Now Sonnen thinks he's rolling over to get on top, and he rolls over right in the triangle.
Damian Maia remains unbeaten in his mixed martial arts career. Here's the official decision from Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Mergliata has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 37 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by tap out due to a triangle choke, Damian Maia!
That's 4 men from Team Quest who have fallen to Maia. Here's Joe.
All right, I'm here with a very happy Damian Maia. You continue to display some of the very best jiu-jitsu in all of mixed martial arts, and you've got to be very happy with this performance. Chael Sonnen, a very tough wrestler, and you managed to submit him very easily.
Yeah, I was surprised even because I put him down. He's so good wrestler, you know, but I'm very well prepared. I come from here, first time, I had the title in my mind, and I still keep going. I think now I deserve the title shot. That's what I want to do. I want to show the jiu-jitsu to the world and show to the people that you can win the fight without hurting your opponent. And I'm very happy to fight here in Europe. Thank you, London.
Well, you are a phenomenal representative of jiu-jitsu and mixed martial arts. Congratulations. We look forward to seeing you again. Damian Maia, ladies and gentlemen.
Truly understanding of the art. There's Vanderlei Silva. Pleased that his good friend has won here again. 5-0 now in the UFC. Damian Maia All his wins have come by submission. Later tonight, in the main event of the evening, Diego Sanchez getting taped up, looks very relaxed, very confident, and excited to explode onto the 155 scene. And our newest cameraman is Joe Daddy Stevenson. I don't know, he's a pretty good fighter. I don't think he has to go to the production crew quite yet. Moving ahead at 185, Joe, a middleweight fight again, and a man who is perfect as a member of the UFC's middleweight division. Wilson Gouveia looks for the biggest win of his 185-pound career as he faces Nate, the Great Marquardt. Punch him back! Slam him down. Big right hand. Caught him with the knee. Lister got rocked. He's getting hurt.
My goal is definitely to get another title shot with Anderson Silva. There's no area that I'm afraid of Wilson.
Oh, good day, uppercut on Reyes. He's in trouble. And again he looks for the uppercut.
I can fight all different styles. I'm gonna fight however I need to fight to beat Wilson.
I'm gonna knock him out in the first round.
Very nice.
I'm training my ass off. You know, I'm gonna be in the greatest condition ever in my career. He's not gonna be able to deal with my power.
Gonna put him to sleep. Looking to finish it is all over. Wilson Gouveia.
He's good in everything, but he's not great in anything.
He's got to extend his body. Wilson Gouveia takes advantage.
Hold down in my mind, once I beat Nate, that I'll be next in line for a title shot. I got a very, very quick submissions.
Petrozelli gets the takedown. Petrozelli, but he's got a guillotine, one arm trapped in. And it's all over. Wow.
I'm one of the strongest guys at 85. I could fight at 205 and compare.
Ultimate goal is to fight for the belt. He already got his shot, now it's my turn.
Plain and simple, Joe, when this man is on, he is truly amongst the best fighters in the UFC today. Born in Fortaleza, Brazil, his buddies Marcus Aurelio, Thiago Alves all train alongside him on a daily basis. Down in Coconut Creek, Florida, at American Top Team, 2-0 at 185, winner of 6 of his last 7 fights, and the owner of some devastating leg kicks.
He's so talented, and you consider his gym that he's coming from, American Top Team. He's got Mike Brown, the WEC featherweight champion there. He's got, Thiago Alves, all these great fighters. Dan Lambert, the head of American Top Team, says that Wilson Gouveia is the most talented man amongst that group. That's an incredible statement right there. Wilson Gouveia has been undermotivated in the past and sometimes is not trained up to his full potential. But now that he's fighting at 185 pounds, one of the reasons why Lambert wanted him to drop down in weight is because he knew that he would have to get in tremendous shape in order to make that weight. He's going to have to cut a tremendous amount of body fat. He's going to have to work harder. And in that, he's going to be in better shape. And in being in better shape, he'll be able to fight up to his potential. Very talented striker, very talented on the ground. Just now he's starting to really, truly put it all together. And we really saw that in his last few fights. Just really overwhelmed Jason McDonald, who is an outstanding fighter at 185 pounds. And the fight with Brian Jensen showed that not only can he dish it out, but he can take it as well. He really had to endure a pounding by Jensen and caught him in a very quick armbar. Just really fast submissions, dangerous striking. He's got the full package.
He opened his UFC career against the Dean of Mean, Keith Jardine, and he was very impressive early, but then he gassed. Then he was able to go on and win, but it was the Goran Reljic fight that changed it all, and the move to 185 has been perfect so far. Fighting for the second time here in London, Nate, the Great Marquardt. His only losses inside the octagon to Anderson Silva and Talis Latis. and there were fouls involved in the loss to Talisletis, although he committed them, so thus he was defeated. This is the 41st fight of his mixed martial arts career, and Marquardt plans on really welcoming Gouveia to the true elite part of the 185-pound division here tonight.
You know, it's an interesting statement that Marquardt said that he's very good, that Wilson Gouveia said that Marquardt is very good at everything but not great at anything. He's so good at everything, I don't know how you can say that. I mean, he might not be the very best Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter or the very best striker, but he is one of the very best mixed martial artists on the planet, no doubt about it. His ground and pound has to be seen to be believed. It's a work of art. I mean, the way he pounded out Martin Kampmann, I mean, just vicious striker, vicious power. He attacks, he's in tremendous condition. He has some of the best training partners in the world in Rashad Evans and George St. Pierre and Keith Jardine. Comes from the Greg Jackson Academy, so you know he's got great strategy behind his performance, and you know, just one of the very best fighters on the planet.
Our tail of the tape for this middleweight fight, 29-year-old American against 30-year-old Brazilian. 6 foot, 6'1", both weighed in at 185. Gouveia will have a 2-inch reach advantage. What a fight this should be, and with the official introductions, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter, holding a professional record of 12 wins with 5 losses. Standing 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 185 pounds, 13.2 stone. Fighting out of Coconut Creek, Florida, USA, Wilson Gouveia! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record of 30 wins, 8 losses, and 2 draws. Standing 6 feet tall, weighing in at 185 pounds, 13.2 stone. Fighting out of Denver, Colorado, USA, Nate the Great Marquardt! And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon is Leon Roberts.
So Leon Roberts will be our referee. This is truly a battle of 2 of the elite at 185. The beautiful Edith, Ariane, Logan.
Okay, you ready to fight? You ready to fight? Bring it on, come on.
Watch for leg kicks early from Wilson Gouveia. He lands 83% of his leg kicks, at least in his 8 UFC fights, 54 of 65, Joe. But when Marquardt decides he wants to take a fight to the ground in the octagon, he has an incredible success rate as well. And ironically, it's an 83% success rate with his takedown.
Well, what I'm going to guess, watching the last fight with Ryan Jensen and Wilson Gouveia, if Marquardt's looked at that and tried to form his strategy from that fight, I would guess that what he's going to try to do is get this fight to the ground and try to ground and pound Gouveia.
Head kick, that one hit the hands, Gouveia. You can even tell, even after, you know, rehydrating and the likes, Joe, you can tell Gouveia's in incredible shape. He's in much better condition than we saw earlier in his career.
Yeah, and he's making the weight cut easier as well. This is the 3rd time he's made 85. He didn't look nearly as gaunt at the weigh-ins yesterday.
That being said, Marquardt is a huge 185, checks the kick.
Yeah, he's very thick. Dense.
And returns.
Very strong guy.
Very slick striker himself, Nate Marquardt. Gouveia hanging that left hand low.
Yeah, that was a big feather in his cap to take out Martin Kampmann with strikes and to send him down to welterweight. Marquardt landed a nice Superman punch and threw a real nice leg kick as well, and lands it again.
Oh, there's the Superman punch, at least the attempt again, Joe. Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Gouveia saying earlier, you know, Nate's already had his chance at Anderson Silva on the title. It's my turn now. But he's got to get rid of Nate because Nate's standing in his way right now. Marquardt retreats. Good leg kick by Marquardt.
Very nice timing. It lands the inside as well.
Joe, we've often talked about great strategists as far as trainers. Well, Greg Jackson is by far one of the elite in the game today. The game plan put together by Jackson for Nate Marquardt tonight. And again pushing forward Gouveia.
Gouveia very confident here.
Gouveia has only gone the distance twice in his career.
Nice kick by Gouveia.
One of those was in the fight against Keith Jardine in his UFC debut.
And that was a fight that he was really winning in the first round, really handling him with the striking, but then kind of gassed. And Keith Jardine just always has tremendous heart, and you know, you got to really take that guy out to beat him. And Keith Jardine came on strong and wound up winning the decision.
Gouveia broke his foot in that fight. Had Jardine in trouble, Joe, as you mentioned.
Yeah, technically, Gouveia looked outstanding. It was just a matter of conditioning.
Good work with the kicks. The push kick a moment ago, looking for a head kick again. Now he works the thigh.
Marquardt is really finding a home for that right leg kick.
And he's actually showing the ability to outstrike what we thought might be the superior striker. But you know what? When you look at Nate Marquardt, even though, as you said, Wilson Gouveia said he's not great at anything, or, you know, but he's good at everything. Watch out.
Arm in guillotine.
57
He's only got one
seconds.
hand in it, though. He's only got one hand. It's an arm in, but look at Wilson Gouveia's right arm. His right arm isn't even clasped onto his left. I don't know. It's going to be very difficult to submit Nate Marquardt with one arm on a guillotine. If he can clasp his hands together, which he has now. Okay, now he's got his two hands together. But it's tough to tell where it is. It looks like it's over the chin.
And Marquardt is out.
Marquardt's out.
Close guard being utilized by Wilson Gouveia. Good elbows from the top.
Vicious ground and pound here.
Oh, nice shot.
Nice knee to the body as well.
Well done, Nate Marquardt. Marquardt able to move his neck out of danger and then work some ground and pound from top position.
It's very possible that that's what won him that round.
Respira fundo. Olha para mim.
Pega sempre a distância com o jeito, também se não entra. Esse não...
That's what we want, when he's square, okay? You're making your attacks at the right time. Just do not go straight backwards and stop riding the cage. You ride the cage, he's open for those wide hooks. You know if you're riding the cage, he's coming in with wild hooks. Give me a roll and come with something, okay? Very basic, you got this.
Stay off the cage.
Stay off the cage, and don't go straight backwards. Don't go straight backwards.
Trevor Whitman is longtime boxing coach. Greg Jackson in the corner. Marquardt, you get a good look at Wilson Gouveia. Both are 6-2 in their UFC careers.
Okay, second round. You ready to fight? You ready to fight? Bring it on. Come on.
Here we go, round two. See if it's a leg kick. Kind of a leg kick clinic again, but put on by Marquardt. He opens up with one.
Wilson Gouveia is really reaching with his strikes, and that's one of the things that they commented on in Marquardt's corner. They want him to step to the side and land hooks. Let's see if he takes that advice. They also told him, don't move backwards.
There's the leg kick from Gouveia.
Very nice.
he takes that big first step into the leg kick. Who will engage next? A minute old is round number 2.
Good right hand by Gouveia.
Gouveia's got knockout power in both hands. Big knee, though, by Marquardt. Marquardt trying to explode. Connects
Good
again.
right hand by Marquardt. Nice knee as well.
Marquardt now to the midsection. His corner calling for angles. Scoring the points there in that exchange was Nate Marquardt. He has said in the past he believes his strength lies in his mental.
Right hand by. Oh, look at this!
Oh my!
He stumbles and
in his
Marquardt
mental
runs up on his
game.
back.
Can he flatten him out, Joe?
He's got to be. Whoa! Look at this. Rolls over. Gouveia's on his back now. In guard.
Marquardt showing some versatility here.
Yeah, he did a great job of taking advantage of a mistake there by Gouveia. But Gouveia has a dangerous guard. He's dangerous in all positions, and his submissions come very quickly. He's very sneaky.
Gouveia said about Nate Marquardt, he believes he's the top guy behind Anderson Silva. Nate's done a good job, especially Joe, from top position at the end of round 1.
Gouveia looking to control that right arm of Nate Marquardt. He's holding on to it very loosely, but if he wants to secure a submission, big elbow from the top by Marquardt.
And again, Nate's got some vicious ground and pound, and he's displaying it here. Gouveia, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt as well. 7-time King of Pancrase, the first ever middleweight king.
Elbow from the bottom by Gouveia. But make no mistake about it, what Gouveia is looking to do here, he's looking to catch Nate Marquardt. He's looking to catch him slipping. Nate Marquardt with a guillotine attempt here. Standing, arm in. This is how he tapped Jeremy Horn.
And he
lands a knee.
And wise choice, knowing he wasn't going to finish that submission, Joe. Nate let it go before he gassed himself out.
Yeah, and look at Wilson Gouveia walking him down. He's charging straight at him. I mean, that is just what Marquardt's corner was saying. Step to the side and counter.
Switch kick. Gouveia stalking again, though. 40 seconds remains in round 2. Knees again.
Good counter right by Marquardt right there.
You hear the corner of Nate Marquardt saying that Gouveia's hurt.
Nice right leg kick again, over and over again by Marquardt. Nice right hand, and a knee behind it. And another knee.
15 seconds left in the round. Nate Marquardt looking for the finish. Gouveia's wobbly, Joe.
Yeah, he's taking some big shots here, Mike.
But he will survive. Third round forthcoming.
Vem cá. Senta aqui. Vamos cuidar de você.
George Rush St. Pierre talking to the UFC's Lorenzo Fertitta. Good friend, training partner of Nate the Great.
There's a big right hand from Nate Marquardt and a nice knee behind it as well. And another knee. Another right hand, and Marquardt just jumps all over Wilson Gouveia. Gouveia was wobbled. He was in big trouble, but he got out of the round.
I need the low kick. Faint low kick. If you hurt him, you dig the low kick as hard as you can and you explode with a combination. You see him react, I want you rolling, coming right back. You got this. He's done, baby. Hey, Nate. Focus, all right, baby?
Hands up and stay focused.
Ariani signifies that we advance to the third and final round. Gouveia with a smile on his face.
Right back to me. Third and final round. You ready to fight? You ready to fight? Bring it on then, come on.
Let's see what Wilson Gouveia tries to bring here, especially early, Joe.
He's got to do something big here, Mike. In my opinion, he's lost both the first and the second round.
Second round, really impressive. The second half of the second round for Nate Marquardt.
Isso, ele também tá cansado. Ele tá cansado, ele tá no desespero, também tá jogando tudo. Vamos manter essa guarda alta. Vamos jogar inteligente, você sabe fazer isso. Traz ele. Toca ele pro jab, vamos botar o jab lá dentro.
Gouveia.
Another nice right hand. Oh, Gouveia just attacking, but running straight at him.
And that's where the Trevor Whitman was talking about the angles for Marquardt, Joe. Angle off and punish him. If you throw the leg kick, follow it up with a combination. .345 remains in the fight. Gouveia.
Nice kick by Marquardt.
Gouveia was trying to set that right hand.
Put him down, Nate. Put him down. Olha a joelhada na frente. Put him down. Escutando.
Foot stomp. Gouveia may very well be out of gas, Joe.
He's certainly got to do something spectacular here if he wants to try to pull this out. Marquardt working for the suplex. And Gouveia is trying really hard to keep from getting taken down.
Which is all fine and good, but the fact of the matter is he needs to get out of this position and get to an aggressive position or he's going to lose the fight.
He's looking to try to get a guillotine here. He's looking to sneak his arm under Nate Marquardt's chin, and Nate is swinging around trying to avoid that, and he breaks free.
Yep, midway point of the third and final round. Marquardt kind of hanging the hands, looking very confident that he has the edge and has had the edge in striking in this matchup.
Yeah, Gouveia is getting very tired.
Absolutely.
He's lost a lot of pep in his step.
Still trying to push forward with the left hand. 2 minutes in the fight.
Oh, huge knee. Flying knee. Gouveia's in trouble. He's bleeding.
Down goes Gouveia, and it is all over. Nate, the great Marquardt, finishes the fight.
What a finish by Nate Marquardt.
Fucking love you. So smart. You're so disciplined. You're the best in the world.
Nate, nicely done.
It starts off with that straight right hand, and Wilson Gouveia still attacking, still pushing forward. And Nate Marquardt catches him right here with his flying knee, and that's the beginning of the end. Kick, another kick, misses that one, spinning back fist right hand combination, and another knee. He wilts, and the referee mercifully rescues him. Let's see it again. There's the flying knee, kick. Now look at this combination. Watch this. He throws the kick, he misses it, spinning, catches him a little bit with that, and throws a punch afterwards. Just jumps all over him. William Gouveia being overwhelmed here. Excuse me, Wilson Gouveia. Just outstanding performance by Nate Marquardt.
Nate the Great Marquardt, arguably the most impressive performance of his UFC career, turned in here tonight in London. Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Leon Roberts has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 10 seconds of the third round, declaring the winner by TKO, Nate the Great Marquardt.
Takes a huge step up the ladder. Nate Marquardt will visit with Joe Rogan.
All right, I'm here with a very happy Nate Marquardt. He's got to get paid, got to show his sponsors here. We'll love to tap out. All right, now, Nate, first of all, awesome performance. Very tough guy in Wilson Govea. You took him out here, and this has got to be a nice feather in your cap, and it really cements your claim that you are the top contender in the 185-pound division.
Well, you know, I owe it all to God. God's blessed me with a lot of things, my family, my wife, my daughter, my teammates, my coaches, sponsors, and thank you to the UFC for highlighting me in this fight. Thank you all.
Now, you haven't been shy about your intentions. You want to get back in there with Anderson Silva. Do you think that this impressive victory is enough to push you into that spot?
Oh, yeah, definitely. But, you know, it's not going to be a rematch because the Nate you saw tonight is not the Nate that fought for the title. It's going to be my first time.
Okay, well, I like the attitude. I love the performance tonight. Outstanding. Congratulations. Look forward to seeing you again. Nate Marquardt, ladies and gentlemen.
Nate certainly did look as good as he ever has here tonight, handily defeating Wilson Govea. Still to come, Britain's rising star Dan Hardy returns to face off against Rory Markham. That fight is still ahead from here in London. Inside the locker room of Britain's young star, Dan Hardy. Hardy really looking to showcase his skills here tonight. Many believe he's the next Michael Bisping. Standing in his way is Rory Markham. He is the veteran of 20 mixed martial arts matches. He has never gone the distance. That fight is right now as we get set for what could be the fight of the night in the welterweight division, as the Brit, Dan the Outlaw Hardy, fights here on his home turf again. Charismatic, ultra dangerous. He will need to be dialed in tonight if he does hope, though, to take out Rory Markham.
It's going to be a knockout fight, I'm sure of that.
In this fight, I want to create the opportunity to get another finish under my belt. Finish the fight emphatically.
I want to be putting him to sleep by hitting him clean on his chin and putting him right on the canvas.
I've knocked many opponents out. I've 16-4, all TKOs and submissions. I will continue to knock or finish the fight. No decisions.
He's got to turn this fight into a brawl to have any success in it. I'm planning on making a real mess of it. At the end of the fight, people are going to look at Rory Markham's face and they're going to go, that guy needs some time off. That guy needs to reassess whether he's right for this sport.
I feel like I'm coming into a foreigner's land as the gladiator, and I'm going to go out there and attack and come out of there with the win.
The British are resilient, particularly when they're defending their island, and that's kind of how I feel. I just don't see how he thinks he's going to fly over here from America, land here, beat me up, and then fly home again. That's not happening. It's not going that way. I know that this fight's mine, and I know that I'm destined to win.
Bringing in a little of his own heritage. Born in Chicago, now training in the MFS Elite Camp in Bettendorf, Iowa. 16 wins in his mixed martial arts career. Rory Markham
Rory Markham. I remember years ago when we were at the UFC at the Hard Rock in Vegas, I was introduced to Rory Markham by Pat Miletich, and he said to me, this kid, keep an eye on him. This kid is going to be something special. Big 170-pounder, a very strong guy, knockout power, and he puts himself in the line of danger. He's been stopped several times himself, but one of the reasons why he's been stopped is because he's got such an exciting style, because he attacks, because he's so aggressive. It's what makes him dangerous, and it's what puts him in danger.
That being said, Joe, that's why he has not gone the distance in his 20 pro fights, as I mentioned. He's never even seen round 3. 16 wins, 10 of those by knockout or TKO. He talked about the Wednesdays, the sparring days in Bettendorf, Iowa, trading violently, because they don't let off of each other when they go after things, and we saw evidence of that training and that attitude in his UFC debut at the Pearl back in Las Vegas, and that head kick knocked out of the night against Brody Farber.
He's also got TKO wins, UFC veterans Brad Blackburn, Pat Healy, and Keith Wadzinski. So he's a tough guy. He's knocked out Mike Pyle. He's got vicious power, and he's got a lot of confidence in it.
Rory Markham will be public enemy number 1, though, here tonight. Born and raised in Nottingham, England, Dan, the Outlaw Hardy, is 26 years old, Joe, but he already has 20 wins in his mixed martial arts career. He said he's in way better shape tonight than he was in his debut in Birmingham at UFC 89, a split decision victory over Akihiro Gono.
He comes initially from a Taekwondo background, moved from that to Muay Thai, and he really has excellent strikes because of that. Incorporates a lot of the Taekwondo techniques, like he uses the front leg side kick to his advantage. And he has worked extensively over the past few years on his jiu-jitsu under Eddie Bravo. He is now a blue belt. I've had the opportunity to train with him. He's a very strong guy, very difficult to hold down. He's got good submissions of his own, but make no mistake about it, his strength is his stand-up.
Stitch making the final preparations for Hardy to go into battle. Gono's so elusive and so hard to find his timing against. Dan Hardy talked about that post-fight. He won't have any trouble with Rory Markham being the same type of fighter tonight because, as you said, Markham is very reckless, very aggressive, almost sometimes to a fault. So Hardy and Markham could truly go toe-to-toe and put on a heck of a show for the fans here in London.
Yeah, I can't imagine Rory Markham fighting an elusive fight. He's aggressive, and that makes for a great fight with a guy like Dan Hardy.
If he does, it'll be the first time.
Well, you never know, man. I've heard rumors that Dan Hardy wants to take Rory down and submit him.
Our tale of the tape. Both the Brit and the American are 26 years old. 1 inch taller is the Brit. He will have a 3-inch reach advantage, both weighed in at 12.1 stone. With the official introductions of this welterweight battle, once again, the veteran voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer.
And now, 3 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, holding a professional record of 16 wins with 4 losses. Standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds, 12.1 stone. Fighting out of Bettendorf, Iowa, USA, Rory Markham. And now, introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record of 20 wins, 6 losses, and 1 no contest. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 170 pounds, 12.1 stone, fighting out of Nottingham, England, Dan the Outlaw Hardy! And when the action begins, our referee in charge of this contest is Kevin Mohall.
Okay, you've both been given your rules. Obey my commands at all times. Defend yourself at all times. And if I tell you to break, break clean. Do you understand? Yes, sir. Do you understand? Tap gloves, come out fighting.
Dan Hardy, Rory Markham. Both 26 years old. Both looking to move up the ladder at 170 pounds.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's fight!
We saw how violent the striking of Rory Markham can be. Dan Hardy puts together great combinations. Hardy in the red trunks, Markham in the black trunks.
An interesting thing about the Markham Brody Farber fight was that Rory was getting tagged in that fight.
Big time.
He got hit quite a few times. Brody Farber is a very talented striker himself, and Rory showed some great resiliency and very good grasping of the opportunity. Brody Farber made a mistake. He came in with his hands down and just got leveled.
You can see Rory really trying to pay attention to his head work early, moving that head around.
Rory is already bleeding from the nose, Mike.
That was that first exchange. You could hear it.
Yeah, I mean, it's bleeding, dripping out of there.
Hardy, good footwork, staying on those angles. Markham trying to push forward. Good left hook, he has hit him! That's a reversal! Wow! Dan Hardy explodes on Rory Markham!
Dan Hardy! Man! That was picture perfect!
What a knockout!
Wow.
So much for taking him down.
Man, so much indeed. Rory Markham still does not know what's going on. Pat Miletich is helping him, but Rory's out of it. He has no idea what's going on.
Dan Hardy promised to showcase his true skills tonight.
Man, did he ever.
Sit down. Sit down, buddy. Sit down on the stool.
Take a look at this counter. Look at this. Bing! And here's the finish right here. And the referee mercifully jumps in just in time. Look at this beautiful counter. Bam! Just rolled over that left hook, and this was all unnecessary. Rory was already out. Huge, huge victory for Dan Hardy.
A great moment for the Brit. Winning very quickly by knockout tonight. Here is Bruce Buffer with the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Kevin Mohall has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 9 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by knockout, Dan the Outlaw Hardy!
69 seconds. Here's Joe.
All right, I'm here with a very happy Dan the Outlaw Hardy. First of all, Dan, what have you got to say about that? That was just outstanding.
No punching power, apparently, ladies and gentlemen. No punching power. Huh? What do we think about that?
Is that something he had said in the pre-fight, that you didn't have any punching power?
Yeah, I mean, Rory Markham, he's a powerful puncher, and he's a good scrapper, and he's known for his punching power. And to be honest, I'm not necessarily known for that, so it was time to demonstrate and represent for the UK!
Demonstrate you did. Take a look at the big screen and have a look at it yourself and enjoy your handiwork. Beautiful counter left hook here.
Yeah, I could see he commits a lot of his weight because he's a very aggressive fighter. And as he stepped in with that punch, I knew he'd be wide open. And pooh, there it is.
Well, Dan Hardy, 2 fights in the UFC over 2 very tough guys in Gono and Roy Markham. 2 beautiful victories. You got to be happy with your progress.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that. I just want to say thank you to all the fans. No matter where I am in England, no matter where I am in the world, England's in my heart. Thank you for the support.
Dan the Outlaw Hardy, ladies and gentlemen.
They love their own. Perhaps the next big MMA star here in England, Dan the Outlaw Hardy, victorious impressively by knockout here tonight at the O2 Arena. And it is now time for our main event of the evening. The fight is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Ultimate Fighter Season 1 winner against Ultimate Fighter Season 2 winner, as Diego the Nightmare Sanchez faces Joe Daddy Stevenson. Mike over Joe Rogan, great night so far, and to cap it all off, Diego makes his debut at 155 this evening.
Against a very tough guy. This is a real tough debut for him. First of all, we have to see how he's going to make the cut. He's a big guy, very muscular. Getting down to 155, he had to dehydrate himself considerably. He had to lose a lot of muscle. We don't know how much that's going to affect his cardio, how much that's going to affect his style, his normal aggressive style. He has traditionally, though, in the past had problems with big guys. So I think it's a good move for him if he's healthy. Now, for Joe Stevenson, this is the perfect time to catch Diego.
Amen.
Joe Stevenson, he's coming off the disappointing loss to Kenny Florian, where he was overwhelmed. He really wants to have a good performance tonight, get back on the map, and having Diego come into this fight and, you know, not be comfortable with the weight and not really know how he stands at 155, I think it's good for Joe. Joe has a lot of skills. He's got very solid boxing, very solid wrestling, and some of the best submissions in the game. Crushing guillotines, leg locks, and he's got a lot of experience. This is a tough fight.
This is a great fight between 2 former Ultimate Fighter winners. Take a look inside the numbers of both the men competing in tonight's main event of the evening. Diego Sanchez doesn't land a ton of his takedown attempts, but when he gets you on the ground, he is extremely effective. And you talked about the utilization of the guillotine and ground and pound with Joe Daddy Stevenson. His guillotine is as good as any in MMA today.
Yeah, they're crushing him. His guillotine is so good that he put a 1-arm guillotine on Frank Mir, who is a heavyweight, and Frank told me he almost went out. That's how strong Joe Daddy Stevenson is.
It is our main event of the evening. The 2 men are going to put on a show here in London. Will it be Diego the Nightmare Sanchez successful in his lightweight debut, or will Joe Daddy Stevenson rise towards the top again?
You should expect 2 guys meeting in the center of the ring, not backing up, exchanging back and forth.
Immediately looking for that takedown.
Caught him with a straight left. Oh, he's got a guillotine.
Joe Stevenson, man, he's a wrestler, but he's not a better wrestler than me. If I can ground and pound you and throw elbows and cut you and hurt you, I'm the Nightmare, man. I'm supposed to hurt people.
Sanchez! It is all over! Wow!
I'm not scared. I've had BJ Penn on my back. He's not a nightmare. The fight is the easy part.
I have an advantage in the stand-up, and he's shorter, and he's the perfect distance for my big left knee.
Oh, head kick again.
I've got to shoot on him for him to hit me with that knee. I don't just shoot in right away. But if I wait to throw my punches for the right time and put everything I have behind him, he's going to be in a world of hurt.
This is MMA, and if you don't evolve, you're going to get eaten. I don't believe that he's evolved. All of his fights that I've seen, I see the same Joe Stevenson.
When he catches himself second-guessing, I'm going to be hitting him. I'm going to be choking him.
Chokes out Grayson Tebow!
He better hope everything goes right, because if he wants to think that there's a second that I'm not thinking about beating him up, he's mistaken. It's going to be up to me whether I win or lose. He doesn't have a choice.
Couple of things to consider when you speak of Joe Daddy Stevenson back here in the UK tonight. He has spent, Joe, nearly 3 years fighting at 155. He was embarrassed, disappointed, and truly devastated by the way that Kenny Florian manhandled him at UFC 91. So he's been a man possessed. He's separated himself from his wife, his 4 children, his 4 boys, for 6 weeks, going into the fighter house to train. He has not had a drop of alcohol for a year, and he says that I have never felt better than I do coming into this fight tonight.
Well, he's going to need it. You know, Joe Stevenson's a very talented guy, but he's had some tough breaks. Had some tough fights in the UFC, especially the last one against Kenny Florian. But he's a very solid fighter. If he can put it all together, he's dangerous to anyone. He's got solid boxing, good hands, very good wrestling, and as we said, crushing submissions. Some of the best submissions as far as like guillotines, chokes, and leg locks in the game.
The Ultimate Fighter Season 2 winner, the first pick overall, former longtime UFC welterweight champion, Matt Hughes. Interesting that he won his title in the Ultimate Fighter competition out of his weight class by 1 division. Diego Sanchez, when he competed on the Ultimate Fighter Season 1, was 2 weight classes up from what he will compete in tonight, that being 185 pounds. But Joe Stevenson, fighting for Joey and Tyler and Frankie and Max, his wife Maya, very determined to leave the UK a victor this time and erase the thoughts of that loss in Newcastle in the title fight to BJ Penn. He said it's Diego's first time at 55, first time in the UK, but Diego might still be great tonight. That is the most intense dude in mixed martial arts. Eccentric, intense, and extremely talented. Hours before he departed from the hotel today, Diego had a white hoodie on. He was outside next to the Thames River, and he was just shadow boxing and bringing in the aura as he did with the rain on the Ultimate Fighter. Yeah, he's a very bizarre dude. He likes to incorporate a lot of things into his training that are very unorthodox, including spending time in an isolation tank, a sensory deprivation tank. He spends a lot of time doing yoga, a lot of time meditating and listening to meditation CDs. It's very big to him. He spends a lot of focus on his mind, a lot of focus on his concentration, and of course a lot of focus on his skills. He switched from Jackson Submission Academy to training with Saulo Ribeiro, who is one of the best Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu instructors and competitors in the world. One of the best ever, actually. And he's down in San Diego now, completely changed his camp. Apollo Sebastian, Fosse Sports, Fairtex Muay Thai now working the striking. The interesting thing, though, is you say everything about the mental and his spiritual beliefs, but Saulo Ribeiro told me, and I quote, Diego Sanchez comes to the gym every single day and brings a maximum effort, and that's not easy to do. No, it's not. He's very dedicated, very disciplined, and you know what? You have to be. To reach this level of the game, to want to compete with the guys like BJ Penn, Kenny Florian, Sean Shirk, man, there's no days off. There's no time off. You have to be like this. This mentality is what you need. He is the nightmare. He looks considerably fuller than he did yesterday at the weigh-in as well. Joe Stevenson staring across the octagon at his opponent. Stevenson will not be intimidated by this showcase of emotion, though, of Diego Sanchez. As he told me, he is the original Ultimate Fighter. Our tale of the tape for this, the main event of the evening. Sanchez, a year older, 4 inches taller than Joe Daddy Stevenson, making the move to 55, of course, and he will have a 2-inch reach advantage. This is the lightweight fight. That is our main event of the evening, and with the official introductions, the veteran voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 UFC warriors have now stepped into the world's ultimate proving ground for fighters, as this is the main event of the evening. Our 3 judges scoring this contest at Octagon side are Chris Lee, Tim Venata, and Chris Watts. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon is Dan Murgliata. And now, this is the moment UFC fans around the world have been waiting for. From the O2 Arena in London, England, it's time! 3 rounds in the UFC lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, holding a professional record of 34 wins with 9 losses. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 155 pounds, 11 stone. Fighting out of Victorville, California, USA, Joe Daddy Stevenson! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, holding a professional record of 21 wins with 2 losses. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 156 pounds, 11.1 stone. Fighting out of San Diego, California, USA! Ladies and gentlemen, Diego Nightmare Sanchez!
All right, guys, we've been through the rules in the locker room. You both understand the rules, correct? All right, let's have a nice, clean fight. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands. Go back.
2 Ultimate Fighter winners meeting here tonight. O2 Arena, London, England. Joe Stevenson and Diego Sanchez. Dan Murgliata, our referee.
You ready? Are you ready? Let's go fight, guys.
Sanchez, the southpaw. Joe Stevenson, traditional stance. Remember, a slight reach advantage owned by Sanchez in the black trunks, Stevenson in the white trunks. Diego's boxing greatly improved.
Yeah, his striking looked outstanding in the Luigi fight. Diego shot there.
Stevenson connects.
Joe Stevenson has solid boxing.
And again he catches
Good straight
up.
right.
Stevenson, the look in his eyes is one of determination. Not only defeated, but as he said, embarrassed in his last outing. Determined to rudely welcome Diego to 155. Good knee by Sanchez. Body shot, he caught him with the uppercut.
He also caught him with the right hand.
Stevenson trying to push forward again. Stevenson's connecting as well here early.
Yeah, he's landing some good shots.
Sanchez dropping that hand, trying to throw that jab from his waist. Joe talked about the pace of the lightweight division. Will it be something that Diego's ready for? Again, he looks for the knee.
Always had a frantic pace to his fights.
And his conditioning has never been in question.
No, but he's never had to suck all that weight either.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's something really weird that you do to your body to get it to drop down from 190, which it was before he started his cut, all the way down to 155 and now back up to 170. And unless you've done it a bunch of times, it's very difficult to gauge how your body's going to react to it, especially when you get into the second and third round.
He hasn't weighed 155 since high school wrestling, Diego. Will he be as strong? Will he have the same speed advantage that he had in the welterweight division?
Joe Stevenson is laughing at him. He's smiling when he's getting hit now. Oh, he's not smiling now.
And coming forward again.
Right hand.
Diego. Again.
He got tagged with the uppercut.
That uppercut has worked more than once here in round 1 for Sanchez. And the body shot. He followed that up with a right hand before. No more smile on the face of Stevenson.
No, he's all
Stevenson with that straight right is connected though, Joe.
He's connected several times, but Diego has landed the more devastating punches.
Neither man interested in going to the ground yet.
Good right hand by Stevenson there. One thing about Diego, as opposed to Joe Stevenson, is Diego varies his attack more. He's landing knees, he's landing kicks, he's throwing more things. All Diego has to look out for with Joe is punches. That's all Joe's doing is boxing.
Caught him there, Joe. Looking for that uppercut, and then the right hand again. Coming in, we knew on paper that he was the much more versatile striker, and Sanchez has displayed that, as you mentioned, so far here in the fight. Under 90 seconds remains in round 1. Non-title fight, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. He likes to work the body and then follow it up with the uppercut. And again! Keep in mind, though, Diego, early in his career, took guys down and beat them up. His first knockout actually came against Joe Riggs, very deep into his UFC career.
Yeah, and that was very unexpected and very impressive. I mean, Joe Riggs is an outstanding striker himself, and Diego caught him clean with a right hook.
Under a minute remains in round 1. Smile on the face of Stevenson. Diego Sanchez spent a lot of his training camp in Lake Tahoe up in the altitude.
Counter left hook by Stevenson lands over the top of Diego's jab.
Good utilization of the uppercuts by Sanchez here in round 1.
He's definitely being more versatile. He's more unpredictable. Look at that, see? And because of that, Joe has more to think about. You know, Diego only has to think about the punches.
Uppercut again. Good first round. Both men willing to bring it, and they seem to be enjoying doing so.
Yeah, they both look like they were having fun there.
Here.
Get down.
Lay back. Feet under you. So water. Got water? Okay. I got it. Kevin, I got it. Ice.
In the corner of Stevenson.
Letting go that right hand too soon when you initiate, okay? Yeah.
There's the uppercut by Diego, and a nice follow-up right hand as well. And you see it just bounce off of Joe Daddy's cheek.
Diego, watch for his cross, bro, okay?
Feel the fight.
Saulo Ribeiro, Apollo Sebastian, and the crew inside the corner.
He did it right and did good. You know what I'm saying?
Stevenson. Or pardon me, of Sanchez back in the corner of Stevenson.
Let's go.
Stevenson has got to be careful that one of those uppercuts doesn't end his night. Set for the start of round 2.
You ready? Let's go fight.
They touch. If he did not have it before, and I believe he did, Sanchez has a respect for Joe Stevenson.
Well, you know, he's got to respect him. Joe's dangerous. He knows it. Diego's not a dumb guy.
Diego with the caught on the right hand. And the knee.
And a nice knee.
Uppercut.
Diego is relentless in his attack. Guillotine. He spins around to the back. Beautiful.
Stevenson trying to get out of this position.
He's out.
And look at Diego's up. Diego stays up nicely. Good scramble by Stevenson.
Diego's just much more unpredictable in his attack, Mike, and that really seems to be a big difference in this fight.
Well, they talk about the 8-point striking of Muay Thai, and he's using all 8 weapons. There's the front kick. And as you said, Joe, the only weapons that Stevenson has used thus far have been the hands. Knees, elbows, kicks, all being utilized by Sanchez. Changing levels more frequently.
Yeah, Joe seems to be banking on the idea that he's going to land one of these punches and hurt Diego. But so far, he hasn't been able to have any success. Even the shots that he's landed haven't had any measurable effect. Now, this is where Joe's dangerous.
Yes, that famous guillotine. Crushing power.
And he's got his hands connected, Mike.
He's going for a ride. Nice job by Diego Sanchez.
But now Joe's on top, and Diego's pulling a guillotine on him. Joe's past the guard, though.
And Stevenson,
wow,
spinning off. Sanchez the same. Another great scramble.
Great scramble, but Diego has Joe Stevenson's back here if he can throw his leg over the top. Joe's not allowing him to. Diego's looking for a Kimura, and he spins, and then he's in front of him.
And they continue. Midway point of the fight. Watch the change of levels. The body shot followed by the uppercut.
Good straight right there by Joe Stevenson. A good counter there by Diego.
Diego's got that left hand ready to go, just right in the pocket. Diego, again with a combination. Oh, good straight left. Stevenson with a right hand. Under 90 seconds remains in the second round.
Oh, nice right hook.
He set it up. He set it up with the feint. And again, he looks for the hook. But Stevenson attacks on the counter. Toe-to-toe for the majority of this matchup. Our main event here at the O2 Arena. London, England. Uppercut by Stevenson. Oh, good quick jab, and he caught him. There's the body shot followed by the uppercut, but Stevenson recognized it that time, Joe. And Stevenson pushing forward. Wow. Scoring points.
Diego knows no kicks are coming. He knows no takedown attempts are coming. It's just too easy to predict what Joe Stevenson is going to do.
Let's see if he throws a kick here, Diego Sanchez. Something different, a knee or a kick to end the round. 15 seconds remains in round 2. Or is he just starting to throw hands? There's the kick. And again. Joe Stevenson. Diego Sanchez.
Get down. Well, so far we've got a few answers. One is that Diego's cardio doesn't seem to be affected at all by the weight cut. He did it well. He did it intelligently, did it slowly, and he looks physically great. And two is that Joe Stevenson is really having a big problem with the unpredictability of Diego Sanchez's attack. The fact that he's more versatile, the fact that he's throwing in all the knees and kicks and everything else, it's very difficult for Joe to time that.
All or nothing, son.
You're doing good.
Hey, your kicks are effective, bro.
Awesome.
Awesome. Your knees.
You're in the fight. But now it's time for you to push. Or you go for the title shot.
Deep breath. You're doing
That's
good.
all we want. So we're going to move good.
Ribeiro, Stevenson in his corner.
Let's go.
Joe Stevenson, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt under Robert Drysdale. Sanchez, a purple belt under Salah Ribeiro.
You ready?
He's third and final round. Well, Ribeiro told me, he goes, too many guys give out black belts too quickly.
Well, you know what? He was a black belt under Greg Jackson, but it's a different style of jiu-jitsu, so he started fresh with Salah Ribeiro.
Intense here, the start of round 3.
But believe me, Diego Sanchez is far better than a purple belt. Nice right hand there by Diego.
Stevenson, in all likelihood, is behind on the judges' scorecards.
I can't see any other scenario.
And basically, Joe, because of what you talked about a couple of times, the versatility of the strikes of Diego Sanchez.
Yeah, it's that, and he has landed the harder ones. He's landed the more effective ones. Joe has smiled and looked at Diego whenever he's landed a good shot, but he just hasn't landed nearly as many.
Diego again looking to change levels and throw the uppercut. 350 remains in the fight. Good knee to the midsection. You hear the corner of Sanchez talk about not just this third round, but think about the belt. Big picture. Not a lot of fighters will do that, but Diego has a plan to attack 55. Perhaps a rematch at 55 with Florian someday.
That would be a great fight.
Stevenson and Sanchez here tonight, our main event. Under 3 minutes remains in the fight.
You know, there's something that Diego said in the pre-fight that's kind of interesting. He said that Joe Stevenson hasn't evolved. He said that he's the same Joe Stevenson in every fight. He does the same things, and you know, that's proving to be prophetic right here, because that's exactly what's going on. Joe's being very predictable, and Diego's taking advantage of it. Joe's in a boxing match. And there you go. Diego shoots good sprawl by Joe.
Joe Stevenson telling the crowd to get fired up. And Stevenson connects.
Well, he's got to make something happen here.
He absolutely does, Joe.
Other than making the crowd cheer.
Sanchez hanging that right hand. Watch for the jab. There it is.
You look at him, he's going Tommy Hearn style.
Yep. And again. And again. And he loads up the left. .145 remains in the main event. Stevenson looking for an uppercut.
Now, who would have ever imagined when you first saw Diego Sanchez burst onto the scene that he would be winning kickboxing matches?
Unbelievable.
I mean, that's really what's going on now. He's the more effective striker.
Because he took people down and beat them up to win
that
the
was
Ultimate
his whole
Fighter.
Deal.
Yep.
I mean, his striking was rudimentary back then, and it's just improved tremendously here.
Under 70 seconds. Over the top with the right hand.
You know, Joe Stevenson, to his credit, he's not getting disheartened. He's still pressing forward. He's looking to land a big shot. Left hook right there, he landed.
Well, he needs to land it, perhaps with finality in the next 50 seconds.
Yeah, he's got to do something spectacular. And Diego goes for the takedown. He gets a hand. All right, Joe's got his back here.
40 seconds remains in the fight. Now, if his hands are down, he's technically a downed opponent, so no knees. And Stevenson recognizes.
But Stevenson gave up that good position to throw a punch.
Under 30 seconds remains in the fight. Sanchez, 15 seconds from in all likelihood being successful in his UFC lightweight debut. Leads with the uppercut. Tried the flying knee. What a finish, what a fight.
He just gave him a big hug and said, I love you, Joe. It's hard not to love Diego Sanchez. He's crazy, but he's fun.
Stevenson and Sanchez go the distance. The fight will go to the judges' scorecards. Joe, take a look at our replay.
Here you see Diego Sanchez with a vicious uppercut, bounces off the cheek of Joe Daddy Stevenson. He landed that uppercut successfully many times in the night. Now here he was in danger of being guillotined. He scoops up Joe Daddy and slams him. Got the better of the ground exchanges and got the better of the stand-up as well.
Hey, Joe, way improved stand-up, buddy. Oh, thanks, buddy.
Great improved stand-up is what Diego said to Joe Stevenson. Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
My Lord and Savior. Oh, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. Chris Lee scores the contest 29-28. Howard Hughes scores it 30-27. And Andy Roberto scores the contest 30-27, declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Diego Sanchez!
No surprise, unanimous decision victory. Diego is with Joe Rogan.
All right, I'm here with Diego Sanchez. First of all, Diego, congratulations on your debut at lightweight. Great performance against Joe Daddy. It seemed the difference in this fight was the versatility in your striking, the knees, the kicks, and just beautiful combinations that you landed.
Yeah, you know, Joe's a warrior, man. I didn't expect him to improve that much. You know, we're evolving fighters. He improved a lot. I improved a lot. I hurt my hand kind of in the first round, but that's the name of the game. You keep fighting, you're a warrior. You know, I give all the glory to God. Thank you, Jesus.
Now, this is your first fight at lightweight. You came down considerably. You lost a lot of weight. How did you feel at lightweight? Do you feel like this is a permanent move, or do you feel like you can jump back and forth between the two divisions?
You know, definitely permanent for now because, you know, I made the weight cut fine. I weighed 172 today. That's what I fought welterweight at, was 172. So, you know, it's permanent for now. When I'm in my 30s, maybe I'll go up.
Okay, now, Joe Daddy, a very tough competitor at lightweight. What's next for Diego Sanchez? What would you like next?
You know, I'm here to do whatever UFC wants me to do. If they want me to fight Kenny Florian, if they want me to fight BJ Penn, Sean Shirk, shit, man, if they want me to fight Koscheck or Fitch, I'll go up and revenge those fights too.
All right, well, congratulations. We look forward to seeing more fights from you. Diego Sanchez, ladies and gentlemen.
How do you not love both of these Ultimate Fighter winners? The original Ultimate Fighter, Diego Sanchez, Season 2 winner. Joe Daddy Stevenson put on a show here tonight at the O2 Arena in London, England. Sanchez, the victor by unanimous decision. Now available for another, perhaps, title shot is Nate the Great Marquardt.
Yeah, Nate looked fantastic tonight. Just so solid at 185 pounds as well, and maybe we could potentially see a Nate Marquardt-Damian Maia matchup sometime in the future. He looked outstanding tonight, overwhelmed Wilson Gouveia in the 3rd round, finalized it. You know, he was doing very well before the fight, but here's the end of the end. He caught Wilson Govea with a flying knee, and once he clipped him with this flying knee right here, he just swarmed him. Kick, punch, just jumped all over him. Just combination after combination. Wilson wilted to the ground, and Nate Marquardt walks away with a TKO victory. Outstanding performance.
Indeed, it was perhaps the best performance of Nate Marquardt's UFC career. We know one thing, Dan Hardy, they believe is the next big British thing, and he proved that to perhaps be the truth tonight.
Well, he's young, he's brash, he's talented, and, he takes chances. And he fought a very difficult challenge tonight, Rory Markham. Rory Markham is dangerous. He comes in looking to kill you. He's explosive, he's got knockout power, and he fights a very reckless style, and that reckless style cost him dearly tonight. Dan Hardy lands this beautiful counter left hook and finishes it off with a right hand for the victory.
So Dan Hardy 2-0 in his young UFC career, and Diego Sanchez 1-0 as a lightweight inside the octagon.
We got a lot of answers tonight from Diego Sanchez. Number one, we know that he can handle the cut to 155 pounds with no problem. He looked outstanding. His kickboxing is much improved. He showed a lot of versatility with his striking, and when the fight went to the ground, he showed that he attacks there as well. I think 155 is a perfect weight class for him. I think he's going to make some big noise here.
Joe, I like the fact that Diego said to you that 155 for him is permanent for now, unless, of course, they want him to rematch John Fitch or Josh Koscheck.
Yeah, I think as long as he's got some time in order to put the bulk back on and fight comfortably. He was in that weird spot where he's like, should I gain weight and try to bulk up and be stronger to deal with these guys like John Fitch, or should I drop down to lightweight? He decided to drop down to lightweight, but the other opportunity is still available. He could always just go back up.
And certainly Joe Stevenson deserves some credit. They go the distance tonight in the main event of the evening. The executive producers of the Ultimate Fighting Championship: Frank Fertitta III, Lorenzo Fertitta, and UFC President Dana White. Our supervising producer is Craig Borsari. Tonight's show produced by Bruce Connell, directed by Anthony Pasquale Giordano. Our director of production is Tim O'Toole. Alan Connell brings everyone over to the UK. Joe Silva put together another great card. Nate the Great certainly looked and lived up to his moniker tonight as he takes out the Brazilian with the flying knee and a little roundhouse and then a big finish. Marquardt back in line for another shot at the title. The fans, not surprisingly, loved Rampage in the house. They love the beautiful women, and they love the great fighters. Rory Markham against Britain's own Dan the Outlaw Hardy, and he certainly electrified the crowd here in the UK tonight with one big swoop of the left hook and a victory by knockout this evening. And in our main event of the evening, it was Joe Stevenson and Diego Sanchez. Sanchez victorious by unanimous decision. Both were happy to go toe-to-toe. Diego Sanchez has a choice now. Does he want to be a star at 55 or 70? For my partner Joe Rogan and all of us from London, Mike Goldberg saying so long until next time. We see you right back here inside the Octagon.